When you think about how LeBron is looked at, is he somebody in your mind that motivates the way that MJ did?
Hell no, absolutely not. And I will say this, and I mean this respectfully, because I have a lot of respect for Frank Vogel and the job that he's done with the Lakers has been extraordinary. He deserves a lot of credit. But I don't care what Frank Vogel has to say about LeBron James, particularly in comparison to Michael Jordan, because Frank Vogel didn't become an assistant coach in the NBA until 2001, if I remember correctly, with Boston. And he's getting LeBron at the tail end of LeBron James' career. He, when you look at LeBron James and his earlier year in Cleveland, he was truly a kid. He played around an awful lot. Remember him, Max, feigning like they were taking pictures every time they did something spectacular or at the start of games and all of this other stuff. And then when stuff really, really got tight, those same players didn't show up because he was busy being so friendly with them. They wasn't necessarily able to hold them as accountable as he could have. Let's remember a few other things as well. And then you take into account when it really turned around for LeBron was when he lost to Dallas, and then that next year he was down 3-2 to Boston, and everybody, including myself, thought that they were going to lose that Game 6 at Boston when he ended up dropping 45 and 15 and looking like a man possessed. That was when LeBron James really transformed and turned into a different kind of individual. But then you could also harken back to the year they lost in the finals when J.R. Smith forgot what the damn score was and that the score was tied or whatever the case may be. LeBron James on the bench, pouting up a storm, didn't blame his frustration. Very, very justifiable. But in the same breath, it was almost like they had conceded defeat to the Golden State Warriors, recognizing that was their chance. And all of a sudden he goes into the locker room and he punches and hurts his hand. And then after the series is over, he announced that his hand had been broke or whatever the case may be. In between that time when Kevin Durant first arrived, giving a concession speech after you had lost in the conference, after you had won in the conference finals against Boston, but you had to go up against KD, and you sitting there telling him when they ask you, what are you looking forward to this? He's like, I don't even want to think about that now. I ain't trying to stress myself. I'm just enjoying this moment. That you can call that whatever kind of leadership you want, but it ain't MJ ilk. I can promise you that. There were no concession speeches coming from MJ. A matter of fact, he didn't give a damn about the friendship and getting along either. He was about the final result. It was about winning. And you either won or he was going to have a major, major attitude if you lost while you were in the process of losing. I'm not talking about what's better or worse, even though we all know I think that MJ was better. But in the end, the leadership style is completely and totally different. You might want to play more for LeBron James, but you damn sure had better play for MJ or else. That was the difference in their leadership style, period.
If I'm asked how would I describe the difference in their leadership style, I would say Michael Jordan pushed his teammates in a way that James doesn't. LeBron James pulls his teammates. Jordan and Kobe were alike this way. It took a certain kind of personality to play with them. The reason they worked so well in the triangle is because it empowered their teammates to make decisions and play with creativity and action. Like, remember, early in Jordan's career, same thing happened at different points in Kobe's career. His teammates, in the absence of the triangle, would just sit around and watch him play. And then they would be down on their teammates because and pushing them. Hey, why aren't you better? As you say, Stephen A. famously, when they were like, hey, we need to bring our A game. And Jordan said, why don't you bring A game, right? And Kobe was the same way towards teammates. That's not LeBron's style. LeBron pulls them. LeBron engages them. Even think about the comeback against the Warriors, the 73-win Warriors, the fact that they won in Game 7 at Oracle. Think about that game. They didn't start hunting mismatches until the second half, fourth quarter, LeBron and Kyrie. Until then, he's trying to keep his teammates involved. Think about the fact that they were able to get to a Game 6 against the Warriors when Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving both got hurt a couple of years before that. Both got hurt. Matthew Dellavedova is his second best player, second best teammate during the series, really. And LeBron James uplifted his team. He pulled them. It's a different style. Stephen A., Magic Johnson can walk into a room, and he can make everyone in that room feel like they want to live up to the best versions of themselves. He'll toss off a compliment. He'll say something. The way he does it, he has that charismatic effect. He pulls people up. He's a natural born born point guard. Not to say he can't take over a game. Magic did that many times, but he has that. LeBron has more of that than Jordan or Kobe. He pulls people up. It's just a different style.
Well, listen, we can critique styles or whatever, what works best for one or another. I mean, when I think about LeBron, I think about the phrase, the sun will shine tomorrow, that somehow, some way, no matter what transpires, you know what, LeBron is going to love you no matter what. He might have been frustrated with J.R. Smith when J.R. Smith forgot to score, okay? But in the end, that's still one of his boys, and he's going to show him love and treat him with the love and respect that J.R. deserves, which is kind of easy to do, because if you know anything about J.R. Smith, he's actually one of the nicest people you could actually find, regardless of how he might have a temper every now and then. J.R. is a really, really good guy. So you can understand that, but that's LeBron James, whereas if that was MJ, MJ might never talk to him again. I mean, that's just the kind of mentality they have. But I will say this to you, Max, don't sleep. Don't think if somebody were to ask me, who was Magic more like, LeBron or MJ, I would tell you MJ. Because you can let the smooth taste fool you. Him and Isaiah Thomas, by the way. Yeah, they were smiling. Isaiah, the soft-spoken voice, and Magic, the smile. They were assassins, man. And if they were playing with dudes that they felt were soft, if they were playing with dudes that weren't living up to expectations, if they were playing with dudes that didn't prioritize winning, they were hellacious to deal with. They were not that friendly. Don't let them fool you. I mean, they are about that. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.